This is a Headgum original.
Jake and Amir, two Jews that you can't forget. In 2010, they were big on the internet. And all things considered, their success is more than fair.
Get that out of here.
One more effort for
Get that out of here.
positive motivations, they swear. Another podcast. Each app different from the last.
Idiots.
It's the Swiss Army knife of shows. Meet your two emphatic hosts.
Woo! Let's get this party started. What? Oh, come on. Don't.
My car won't start.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking shit that I said personally, but I'm glad it's.
Oh, no, I don't care about you.
Yeah. All right, good. I'm glad something bad is happening to you outside of this then.
Sell me this pen.
I could sell you a ham sandwich in the room.
In the room. If you guys are watching on our YouTube, I'm holding a Sharpie, and I was sort of playing with it.
He was trying to make a meal of it during the song, during the intro, stealing the limelight.
No, not
And
really.
I was in the middle of a pretty impressive air drum solo, and you're just kind of like snaking a Sharpie across the screen.
Well, I'm giving people multiple options. They can watch the air drum solo, or they can
You're
watch
detracting from the main event. There's an opener, and then there's a closer. The opener doesn't play during the main act. So next time,
And you thought the main act was you doing
air drums. Yes.
Okay.
Next time, during the theme music, you just stay out of my fucking way. All right? Let's have a good show today.
This is all being recorded, by the way. You're not giving me like a backstage.
I think, yeah, everybody is agreeing with me. The comments are sounding off, and they're all saying that the Sharpie was too much. You made a
Too
meal
soon.
of it. It was
way too soon.
Maybe one little move across the screen, but you didn't stop.
To flaunt it like
You
that.
took it way too far.
It was tacky.
It was
Sharpie.
It was very Sharpie, indeed. It was too Sharpie. That's what people are saying.
Wow, two Sharpies.
I actually have a segment that I'd love to jump right into.
Okay, great. Well, this is segments,
Yeah.
a segment podcast, so we need a segment. So it's good that you came up with one.
Okay, well, I've got 23 questions for you, and I'm calling this Q and A-hole because these are rude, personal, invasive questions that you do have to
Okay.
answer. Number one,
I don't
how much
have
money
to.
do you make, and why isn't it more?
Yeah, obviously I can't answer that.
Why
Like
you
how
ca-
much money I make?
Why can't you answer it? You don't want to
Because it
answer
sort of it paints a picture of me that I don't want out there.
Right.
Like whether
You
it's
don't want
too
to
much or
answer it.
too little,
Mhm.
people will be annoyed.
Do you think if you said the amount of money that you're earning a year, people would be like, damn, that's more than he's worth, or that's less than he's worth?
No, it's actually not that offensive. It's not like $500,000 and it's not like $25,000. So like I don't think people would be that annoyed by it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I don't want to answer.
Right. Well, why isn't it more?
Why isn't it more? Because we reinvest our podcast ad money into Headgum.
Mm.
So I'm sort of growing the nest egg that is this company rather than taking the profits, which is hurting the business.
So
I'm
your
really,
worth,
really selfless. Is the
your
reason why
worth
it's not more.
exceeds your earnings, is what you're saying.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm trying to help grow this business. So I think that's also an important thing for long-term planning. I don't need more money right now. I'm hoping to create and foster a business that grows beyond me well after I'm gone.
Number two.
100 years from now, I want Headgum to be synonymous with Nike,
Thank you.
with Reebok,
Asked and
with
answered.
Fila.
Asked and answered. We're moving on to number two. Why does your wife put up with you?
She doesn't put up with me. She likes hanging out with me. She has fun being together.
And she doesn't mind
and
that you're reinvesting all of your money in the company and that you don't buy her nice things, that you don't
No, I
treat her
still
well.
buy her nice things. It doesn't mean that I don't have any money.
What's
It's
the
not like
last
I'm
nice
giving
thing
all
that
the
you
money
bought
back
her?
to Headgum.
What's the last nice thing that you bought her?
I got her an almond chagachino not 1 hour ago. I went to a coffee shop, and while she slept, I got her
Yeah.
a cappuccino
Those are
with
small gestures.
mushroom powder.
They're nice, but they're not grand gestures.
For
When is
her
the last
birthday,
time? Yes,
I
that's what
got
wanna
her
know.
a television, the Hisense canvas TV, and wallpaper because
That
she
you
wanted to
enjoy.
redo that part of the house.
And you watch
I was
Laker
able to
games on
buy
it.
both behind her back. And we installed it together. We had an amazing experience. Plus, we were
Amazing
able to do a
experience.
home reno.
You wouldn't even hire a TaskRabbit to do the wallpaper.
I didn't want to hire a TaskRabbit because
Okay.
she wanted to do it herself.
She wanted to do it together. Okay.
Yes.
Why do you think that you've stopped investing in your appearance and wellness?
I don't know that I have, though I do spend less money on fashion because
That's right.
I'm at the age of maximizing comfort over trying to look like the coolest person in Silver Lake.
Do you buy new clothes?
So I don't need a tight fade and I don't need skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans
I
aren't
just
it.
need soft shorts, a baggy sweatshirt, and enough hair product to look fine at the end of the day.
Why don't you shop at a place like Faraday that kind of has
I don't know what that is.
Because it's like a J. Crew, except their clothes are a little more comfortable. It's surfer casual. They're not perfectly on trend, but they're not far
Sure.
from it, and they're comfortable. Or a marine
I'm not
layer.
against it. I just don't think of it. So like I have 3 to 5 sweatshirts and that feels like more than enough. And until they get destroyed, I don't need
How many
to spend money
How many
upgrading.
people? Excuse me. How many people have you slept with, and why?
In the last year, just one.
No,
because
in
I'm
the
married.
last lifetime. What's
In the last lifetime,
what's your
more than
body
one.
count? Yeah, and why?
Again, not so high that people would be offended or too low that people would make fun of me. It's just right.
It's just
I assure you, it's the Goldilocks
it's
of counts.
22.
I don't know about you, but my body count is 22.
Why don't you have kids?
It seems like a really, really big decision. And unless you're like 100% gung-ho about doing it and upending your life, you punt the decision down the road to the point where maybe you're not even going to have kids anymore. I see my friends with kids, and I do have fun with those children. Leaving them gives me such a sense of relief that allowing one into my home feels a little bit overwhelming right now.
And do you think your friends that have had kids, do you think they made a mistake?
Not all of them. For sure, not all of them.
But some of them.
I mean, you'd have to ask them. That's a personal decision. And the idea of making it such a concrete black and white mistake, I mean, that's a subjective term. Is it a mistake?
What's the most embarrassing thing about your body? What's something on your bod that you would like to hide from others, that you feel shame about?
I get zits on my ass.
Wow.
So my ass is not like a nice, clean butt. It's sort of a hairy, zitty, hiney.
Do you get the
Fortunately,
zit
I'm able
on
to
where
hide
the
it.
cheek meets the thigh, kind of like in between?
It's where the rubber meets the road,
Do you
baby.
get 'em in the crack?
I have anal acne.
And do you pop those zits, or do you have Avital pop the zits?
I don't have Avital pop them. I get to pop them because, unlike your face where you're trying to be discreet, ooh, I hope nobody can see this. Maybe this is under the beard. With the butt zit, you can go ham. You can try, because even if you fail, it doesn't matter. It's just your butt. Who's seeing that butt?
Yeah, right, exactly. Do you have a anal zit now?
I'm sure I do, but I don't know if I can feel it out. I'll let you know tomorrow after I take a shower.
Why did your last relationship end? Whose fault was it?
Nobody's fault. Nobody's fault. At the end of the day,
And who ended the
relationships end
relationship?
because
And who
there's a
ended it?
compatibility
And who
issue.
ended it?
You're either in it for the long haul or you're not. And for a variety of reasons, we were not.
And who ended
I don't
it?
want to blame her or me,
And
but it
who
just
ended
wasn't a perfect fit. And we would both agree
And
to
who
that.
said it's time to call it? Who said let's have this conversation?
That's a good. I don't freaking remember anymore.
It was so
I'm sure
mutual.
it was a gradual parting of ways, like not giving your all into the relationship, and then whoever was the one who finally put their foot down and said, "This is obviously not working anymore. Let's end it." Is not like the other person wasn't blindsided.
When was the last time you cried? And do you wish you didn't?
No. If anything, I wish I cried more. It seems very cathartic and emotionally, like, therapeutic to cry, to let out that emotion. But probably when my dog was having seizures and we thought we were losing him. Fortunately, he's survived and thrived since then. So my tears were premature, but we were in Europe while this was happening, so I felt very helpless and sad about it. That was the last time.
Do you think it was the stress or the helplessness, or were you just scared, or was it all of it? Was it being far away?
I was sad to think about the reality in which we were in Europe, and then the dog would pass away at like a vet without us there. And we're like, oh no, he's probably like, we were trying to put ourselves in his mind, even though he's probably very confused and drugged out anyway, but we didn't want him to like, we've spent his entire life with him, Avital has at least, and for him to go while we're just 10,000 miles away felt very sad at the time.
And are these tears like I'm wiping them away, or are these like head in the hands, like catching your breath?
Both. Like when it was just when we were getting the news that things were looking dire and it was just me and Avital alone, we were able to bawl a little more. It was like full sobbing.
Yeah.
When it was in public and we were getting updates and like things were looking tense but fine, we were like, trying to like smile through it. Like we didn't want to like bawl at a coffee shop, but like some tears would escape.
So you're out there in Trafalgar Square taking a picture of a statue, but you're kind of crying.
Exactly, at a play at the theater district.
Do you ever go out of your way to look at an ex's social media? Not just scrolling through, but typing it into a search or clicking through a story and scrolling down?
No, I don't follow the exes on social. Actually, one of them I do. But
why
most
do you think
of them,
that is?
I don't know. I guess I felt bad unfollowing, and now it's been so long that it might be weird. And she doesn't post very much, so it doesn't really matter. But I never go out of my way to look for it. No.
What about a casual fling?
Yeah, same. If it was casual, we never followed each other, and if it was more than that, then we've probably unfollowed each other since then.
Why do you think you still live in your house?
Oh, I hate moving. So when I purchased a home, like now almost 10 years ago, I was like content to not have to deal with that like nomadic lifestyle. I get very comfortable. And if it's a comfortable place and it's big enough for two people and a dog, then I'm like, I don't need to go anywhere.
Do you think you could afford a better house?
Not right now because interest rates are really high. I can hardly afford my house as it is,
Have you thought about taking out a home equity line of credit, refinancing?
Yeah, I don't want to pay more debt. I don't need to like just to get an extra room.
By the way,
that
what
I
is
don't
your debt?
necessarily-
What is your debt to asset ratio? What does your debt look like? Are you in debt? Are you solvent?
I guess it depends on how you define debt, because I still owe money on the house.
Right,
Of
that's
course,
debt.
that's a mortgage payment.
That's debt.
So if you consider that debt, then yeah, I still have debt that I'm paying off monthly. But I would say I have more money than debt.
Good. What's something that you dislike about your family? By the way, we're not close to done.
How many questions has there been?
I don't know.
You said 23 and me, didn't you?
Yeah, I think that there's 23 and mean.
Yeah, like a Q&A hole or something.
Yeah, Q&A hole. That's right. Something you dislike about your
least
family.
favorite thing? We're very like last minute with planning, so it's like, what are we doing on Wednesday when everybody's here? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm like, okay, because now I have to sort of be on call, and like I don't want to feel like I'm abandoning you guys because at the last minute you're like, we're going to Santa Monica for brunch. I'm like, okay, well, I wish I would have known that yesterday. I wouldn't have stayed up so late. So I feel like we're a very last minute family, and the expectations are when we're all together, you're available.
Aside from popping the zits on your ass, yes, take another sip of coffee. Aside from popping the zits on your ass, what is a gross habit that you wished others wouldn't know about you?
Oh, I pick my nose.
I do that too.
Pick my nose. I snore. I breathe with my mouth open often.
Mouth breathing.
I don't chew with my mouth closed very well. A lot of it is facial breathing situation. I'm a very messy eater.
Right.
I fart if that counts.
Sure.
Yeah. I leave parties pretty quickly and abruptly. Like when I'm mentally over it, I'm just out. I don't
You'll
need
just
to say
walk
goodbye.
away. You are
Yes,
Irish
I don't
exit.
suffer fools.
That's good. Actually, that reminds me of another question. Do you think you're smarter
Suffer
than
fools.
everyone you know?
No, there's people who are smarter than me. I think I'm in the smartest, quartet of people I know. But of course, there are other people.
Do
who
you
are
think you're smarter than me?
That's a good question. I think I'm smarter than you, but you're better at. I guess I'm more book smart and you're more street smart.
I think I agree.
Like I was a better student than you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the worst thing you've said about someone behind their back?
I called you a dumbass to your face. During so that doesn't count.
Yeah, I think during your best man speech at my wedding.
Yeah. But that was in front of you. I try not to speak ill of people behind their back.
You really don't.
Yeah. Oh, you noticed that about me?
Yeah, I noticed because sometimes I'll want to talk shit and vent, and I find it frustrating when you won't meet my level of shit talking.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think about the last time. I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, you really.
I'm sure we do though.
Maybe
with I don't just speak about ourselves 24/7. Oh, you want me to say something about someone behind their back?
No, I'm curious if you do. If you don't, that's fine.
I'm sure I do, but I try not to.
Do you ever wish that you were more attractive?
Sure. Like there's like little improvements or like aging things that I notice, like bags under my eyes that I wish weren't as prominent as they were like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But overall, I'm more than comfortable with how I have aged. I feel like I look better now than I did 20 years ago, which is hard to say as a 41-year-old.
You look better now? Oh, that's kind of interesting because I guess when you were 20, you were kind of doughy and greasy.
Yeah, and I looked really young and I didn't really have a beard. I didn't just look like an adult yet. Mm-hmm. So I sort of felt like a half-formed teenager.
Do you feel like a man?
I do now, yeah.
You think you're a big man?
No, I'm sort of an average size man.
That's cool. What do you think people say about you when you're not around?
Ooh, that's a great question. I hope they say at best that I'm really easygoing and funny, and at worst that I'm just like lazy and I don't really offer many opinions. So like when I sort of shrink in the background while other people are deciding things, mm-hmm. I hope that people are saying, oh, that's an asset. He doesn't have like a stubborn attitude about what to do. But I bet I could, that can rub people the wrong way too, where they're like, I feel like he doesn't ever say what his opinion is. And he's like almost too easygoing. Like I wish I knew what he thought more.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate to what I've heard about you. Not that you're lazy, but that you're hard to read. You don't,
right?
People
and I don't
really
think
know
it's
where
like
they
I'm
stand
hiding.
with you.
I'm not hiding stubborn opinions. I literally don't have them. Like I actually, like my Twitter bio once read, I'm good either way.
Yeah, it really is true.
Like we go to a restaurant and Avital's like, I'm like, just order 2 things and I'll split them with you. And she's like, okay, let me ask the waitress which one's her favorite. And I'm going to do a search on Yelp and like see which one is best. And like, which one do you like more? I'm just like, just get 2 things.
Right.
I'm sure they'll be good.
They'll be fine. Interesting. Yeah. Do you have any regrets in your life?
Yeah, I wish I bought 3,000 Bitcoin instead of 2 in 2014.
Right.
And I wish I didn't squander the Bitcoin that I did have because now they're worth nearly $100,000 each. Mm-hmm. And I was sort of gambling with them when they were worth like $150 each.
That's right. Yeah. I wish we had more Bitcoin too.
So mostly cash-based regrets, investments. But you know what? Regardless of how much money or how wise your investments are, I feel like you could always say, I wish I did more, or the ones that failed, I wish I didn't do that at all.
Do you think your life would be better if you had more money? Do you think your life would be better if you made more money, if you were rich?
Not really is the weird thing. Like they say, like once you have a certain amount of money to just be comfortable, then the additional cash is not like you get happier and happier. If anything, there's an inverse relationship. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I have enough money that I'm content and comfortable. I don't think if I had more money, I'd be like happy-go-lucky.
You think there's anything in your life that could make you happier?
Sure. I think happiness is almost like a muscle that you have to exercise. So there's like,
now we're getting somewhere. Took 23
instead
questions.
Of pinning joy to like career success or monetary success, you almost have to like completely remove that from those 2 things. Like happiness is basically the equivalent of doing like sit-ups. Like you have to work towards happiness. So I'm sure if I made like a gratitude list, or I meditated, or I, thought about what all the great things in my life more, then I would feel more joy. Even something as simple as like affirmations and smiling more. But I don't do any of that stuff.
All right. Why don't we end with an affirmation?
Okay.
You have the floor.
Things are going well for me. I'm comfortable and I'm healthy enough that I can exercise. And Luke, my dog, is doing better than he was in April, May, and June when we were away from him. And the weather is nice today, and I can afford food, and I'm going to see my family soon, and it's a Thanksgiving, and there's lots of things to be grateful for.
Time's up. That was trash. That was trash. Okay. That had fucking nothing that was worth any kind of gratitude. Let's take a break.
Health,
Let's take a break.
family.
Luke, I get Luke.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Unbelievable. We have 21 more questions. Those are just the first 2. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode of our program.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on.
Jake, you've used Squarespace to build a website,
Many websites.
and you don't know how to code or design, do you?
I do. I just don't have the time, but I know how to code and design.
Well, if you didn't know how to code or design, or were
I
honest
do.
with people about how little you do know how to code or design,
I know how to code and design. I don't have the time. I'm busy.
Squarespace has templates for you to drag and drop and create professional looking
You don't know how to code and
portfolios,
design. You don't know how to
websites,
code and design.
online
You
stores.
absolutely have no fucking clue. I do.
You can sell content. You can
Yeah.
build your online presence with Squarespace.
That's correct.
You can even buy a domain name on Squarespace. Did you know that you could buy a domain name through Squarespace?
I sure did. And I'm about to purchase poisonhoisin.com.
So it's the sauce hoisin sauce, but it's poison?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Poison Hoisin. It's kind of like a cool, like, new age, hip counterculture name for your own hoisin sauce. You know, it's like we're not making hot sauce. We're not making like flaming fucking red
It's
or
like
whatever.
liquid death, but hoisin.
Yeah, exactly. But for hoisin.
Yeah.
It's for liquid death drinkers to put on their meat.
Boydudes.com.
Boy dudes,
Thoughts?
it's fine. It's no poison hoisin.
Well, if you want to buy boydudes.com or Poison Hoisin, both are still available.
That's right.
At the time of recording. But if you want to buy your own situation, then you can do so through Squarespace. And if you go to squarespace.com/segments, you can save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using that coupon code segments.
Exactly.
So you can try a free trial at squarespace.com/segments. And when you're ready to launch that website of your dreams, whether it's boydudes.com or Poison Hoisin, you can save an extra 10% off their low prices by using coupon code segments.
Yeah.
So check them out if you're looking to get online ASAP. Thank you, Squarespace. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Exactly.
The holidays can actually be stressful for some, Jake. I don't know if you know this.
I've heard.
A lot of family drama, work issues that were laying dormant within you start bubbling to the surface. And the best way to deal with that stressful anxiety is by talking to a professionally licensed therapist.
Yes, exactly.
And the best way to start therapy is by giving BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable to your schedule.
Easy.
All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and you get matched with a licensed therapist like that. And you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
I just realized you don't know how to snap. You were like that. And yeah, it was
Like
such
that.
that's rough, man. I'm sorry to hear that and see that. Yeah. You don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I could talk to my therapist about it.
Maybe.
I've actually tried therapy and I do find it very, very useful to sort of get ahead of any underlying stressing, anxiety-inducing things in my life. So if you're looking to find comfort this December, you can do so with BetterHelp by going to betterhelp.com/segments today to get 10% off your first month.
Beautiful.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/segments.
Right.
Thank you, BetterHelp.
Funny.
And we're back. Let's play fart or queef.
Whoa.
I'm going to play a noise, and you have to say, did it come out of an ass or a pussy?
Let's go. I'm starting my gratitude list. I'm just thankful I always know the difference between a fart and a queef. I know a butt and I know a vagina.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, here's my segment for you. Now for something completely different.
Okay.
We sort of touched on it in the last episode, I think, where I was telling you about all the things you're missing on social media.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to catch you up on things that are happening on social media, large trends that you're not seeing, and then I'm going to sort of turn it into a question.
Love it.
Okay. I think I was jokingly referring to the drama between country music star Zach Bryan, who you're not aware of,
Right.
and his now ex-girlfriend, Brianna Chicken Fry, who got that name because she works at Barstool, and that was sort of her like online personality name or something like that.
Okay.
She's was in a relation. She's a podcaster for Barstool Sports, which is like a sports bro-y website / podcast empire.
I know that one.
Yeah, and she was dating for a year this country music star named Zach Bryan, and things seemed nice on the outside, but slowly fizzled away on the surface, on the inside, until they finally broke up a few weeks ago. And she went on her podcast to talk about it, and basically he was emotionally abusive in very specific ways for the last few months, to the point where when they broke up, he offered her $12 million to sign a non-disparaging contract that she couldn't say why she broke up with him.
Wow.
Because what he was doing was so fucked up. And she ended up saying, no, keep the money. And this is all the things that he's done. And she started listing them on the podcast. She hasn't even gone through all of them, but she was just like, I want to be able to be helpful to anybody else in an emotionally abusive situation.
That's awesome.
I'm sure she's making some of the money back because of her, new role as an empowering woman in the podcasting world. But certainly she left a lot of money on the table, so it's commendable that she did that. My question for you is, if somebody was emotionally abusive to you for a year and said, finally, here's $12 million to just go fuck yourself with, but you can't tell anybody I ever did this to you, would you take the cash?
I guess it would depend on, the thing is, she had a platform and probably a decently sized opportunity to make money off of like coming clean and helping. And if I had that choice, then maybe I would, but I also am pretty conflict averse. So I don't think I would be very comfortable like sharing things like that in the limelight.
Outing anybody. Yeah.
And I think without the platform that I could express myself in, I guess I technically have these podcasts, but they're definitely not as big as a Barstool podcast. So
no.
Yeah, I think I would probably just take the money.
You would just take the cash and be like, yeah, it was fine. He was normal and nice, or she was fine. And
I think I just wouldn't say anything. If you don't say anything, that sounds like, or maybe, can you say if you signed an NDA?
What if it was me and I was just like harassing you for a year and we finally stopped the podcast, didn't make any videos anymore. And I'm like, I tormented you basically.
Right. And then you'll give me $12 million to never say anything. Yeah, I would take that. And I would just be like, I wouldn't ever be like, Amir's a great guy. I would be like, we stopped. I actually signed a non-disparage agreement.
No, you can't say that.
You can't?
You
Why
have
not?
to say I'm a great guy. Yeah.
You can't say I signed a non-disparage.
It seems like I'm a bad guy.
Well, they can make their own conclusion. I can say that I signed an NDA, can't I?
No.
Then I'll just say I'm not allowed to say anything about him. I'm not allowed to say anything.
Okay, what if I doubled the offer, 24, to say he was an awesome guy and I was emotionally abusive, so good on him for leaving me.
Yeah, I guess I would take the money and then also reach out to other people in your life and check in on them and encourage them to leave for cash as well.
Yeah. So in both instances, you're taking the money.
I think so. I think I like the
Yeah,
money.
that's fair. Yeah, money is fun. Jay Leno recently fell down a 60-foot hill behind a Garden Inn near Pittsburgh,
Jesus.
broke his wrist, bruised his face, and his entire left side of his body.
It's sad.
Very sad, but he's taking it like a pro. He's like, yeah, I just fell down a hill, and I was going to eat dinner before doing a stand-up comedy show. So he was just like by himself, and there was a shortcut down an embankment behind a hotel, and instead of walking around, he's like, I think I could do this.
Oh, God.
And fell down.
Yeah.
What's the farthest you've ever fallen or most pain you've ever felt?
That's a good question. Farthest I've ever fallen or most pain? It's hard to say. You feel pain so acutely, and then when it's gone, it's kind of just like you can't even
wasn't
really
that big of a deal.
Call it up. I guess.
Shout out to our body's ability to heal.
Yeah. The furthest I've ever fallen, maybe something like when I broke my heel. That wasn't like a huge fall, but it was probably the fall that had the most impact on my life.
Yeah.
I think
What about career-wise?
Oh, career-wise? I guess there was a time when we had left College Humor and we put all of our chips on the table at Headgum, and it felt like it was a year after we had started Headgum, and it felt like we were about to go out of business, and you and I had to write personal checks so we could cover Headgum's expenses, but I also had to pay taxes, and I really needed the money back within a month. And I think that, and I think I was also like planning my wedding at the time. So it was just like, wow, I'm really going to just genuinely run out of money.
You're down to the felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most stressed I had been. And felt like I had fallen career wise.
Yeah.
Or maybe after TBS passed on our
pilot,
adult ed pilot, because I was like, that's probably our last chance to sell a TV show. Because next time we go into a room, they say, what have you been doing? And you're like, well, I gave, there's 3 failed pilots. I think it's in our song.
I think most people that pitch have 5 to 10 failed pilots. Like that's sort of the nature of the business.
For sure. I think you could definitely convince me that was actually not a low point, that it was fine, that we were building a relationship with Turner.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah. But when it happened, it felt like that. Most pain I'd ever been in, maybe when I hurt my back in 2020 or 2019. I think it was 2019, September of 2019. I fucked up my back. Yeah. And it had never like spasmed that bad before. And it was the first time that I like was walking down my hallway. This like after I had heard it, I was like, just like trying to limp to the bathroom, like keeping my back and body so rigid to avoid it like locking up and spasming. But it like started to lock and spasm, and I was like, I'm gonna fall down, but I can't fall down because that'll hurt more. But I can't stand here because it's locking up and spasming. It was like completely frozen. I didn't know what to do. It's either fall down because you can't move, or stand still and bear all of the like lightning pain in your body. And I think I just like fell onto my knees and then fell onto my hands, like quadruped position, and like crawled back to the couch.
Did you ever do like a scan, like an MRI or an X-ray?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, I think they found that like there was a bulging disc in my back that was like on basically just touching a nerve. And you just have to wait for the swelling, for the inflammation to go down.
Unbelievable.
But that's probably the most pain I'd ever been in.
Daniel Jones, the New York Giants quarterback, 2 years ago signed a 4-year deal for $140 million.
Awesome.
Last week, they benched him and he became the third-string quarterback. This morning, he went in and asked to be released, and they instantly said, okay, bye, and cut him. If somebody paid you your annual salary for the next 2 years to do nothing, would you do it? Would you want to get waived and paid? Or do you find some comfort in the work itself?
I guess I find comfort in the work itself. I like, if I was getting hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe I would take 2 years off. But
Yeah.
I think there's some element that feels like I'm building. So I'd probably not want to lose any momentum.
Yeah, so you do, beyond just the cash, you value the ability to do something every day. Like,
yeah.
you wouldn't want to just wake up and be like, what should I do today? I have no idea.
Well, I think I could always find something to do every single day. I would, if I had enough money, I think I would stop working entirely and I wouldn't feel anything. But
Oh, really? You would retire?
Yeah, for sure. If Headgum
You
got
wouldn't-
bought for
you wouldn't be like,
$1 billion and I became a multi-millionaire, I think I would probably be like, I'll take a few years off.
yeah. Would you think you would create stuff still? Like, there's still an internal drive to create stuff and like make your own things and fund your own projects? Or you just be like, no, I'm okay. I'm just going to go to Hawaii with my family instead.
I think I would do like a hard reset. I think I would be like, I've basically been working a comedy job since I was 20, which is half of my life. So that was when I got my internship at College Humor, and I have not stopped making weekly content since then. So I would probably just be like, let's see what my life feels like without having to put something out every week. And then maybe in who knows how long it would be, weeks, months, a year, I'm sure that drive to create something would come up, but I would probably just do it on my own and not feel the pressure to release it to anybody until it was finished.
Are you willing to tell people about your Finstagram, your fake Instagram that you have that's memes and quotes and sort of things that you're trying to get viral?
Oh, yeah. Jake Chicken Fry.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a series of sort of funny illustrations that you do, AI art, links to funny things,
Right.
quotable memes.
Yeah. A lot of it is just fuck Jared, where I've tried to like scrub any of the tags or the credit. I try to steal a bunch of stuff, pass it off as my own, yet cetera.
You say
yet
fuck
cetera.
Jared or fuck Jerry?
No, fuck Jared. It's fuck Jared.
The jewelry store.
This should go to show anybody how offline I am.
All right, those are the three main news stories that happened recently that I wanted to catch you up on.
All right, very fun. Wait, what about you? Would you take the money and run if
You already had your chance. You did the kids question, you did the fashion thing,
You're
the
right.
aging thing, asked and answered.
that's
the
true.
money came up
That's
too
fair.
in the
Yeah.
interview a
And
little
it
bit.
seems
so you
like I
can
know I feel like I can actually
extrapolate.
deduce the answer. So I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah. I think anybody
Of course I
listening knows
would.
the answer.
Speak truth to power, eschew the cash in order to basically become a martyr and speak for those who without a voice.
Right.
That's what I would do. You could take your money and stuff it. And that's why permission to speak freely about our relationship right now.
Sure.
If you do find yourself in a physically and emotionally abusive work partnership, please say something, do something.
I guess
Time
anybody
is
that's been
running
to our
out.
live shows has seen me slap you in the face.
In the back,
Yeah.
and the ass,
True.
and the stomach. All right, let's take another break and come back with one more segment. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this episode of our show.
That's right.
Jake, you used Rocket Money to find an unwanted subscription, did you not?
Yeah, Rocket Money actually saved me cash.
Yes, especially if you live with a loved one now that you didn't before. Sometimes people are doubling up for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, and there's all these weird bundles now where you're paying for like a bundle of things, but then you're paying for something else individually and you have to take inventory.
There's redundancies.
Yeah, there's redundancy.
And they don't want you to find them.
That's right. That's right.
That's where Rocket Money comes in. It's a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
Gorgeous.
It's not just us. Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and they save a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. That's an average of $740 a year.
That's not bad.
And that's when you use all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/segments.
Segments.
That's rocketmoney.com/segments. Save some cash this holiday season.
Right.
Thank you, Rocket Money.
Thanks.
.com/segments. Thank you to Uncommon Goods for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Hey-o, Uncommon Goods.
'Tis the season, which means 'tis the season to give lots of people lots of gifts.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And if you're running out of ideas, Uncommon Goods is perfect for you.
Right.
They have a vast array of products that are homemade. You support artists, small independent businesses. Their prices are low, and the stuff that you can't find anywhere else. There's a wooden foot massager on here.
Ooh.
That looks so good, I might give it as a gift to myself.
Yeah, you should. Those are great.
You're watching TV and you just roll your feet on those wooden nubs.
It's true. I found one of those. You ever go to a baseball game and you get the ice cream and the little baseball hat?
Oh, the helmet, you mean?
Yeah, the little helmet ice cream cup.
Yeah.
Well, they have MLB Sunday Slugger ceramic ice cream bowl sets.
Wow.
It's kind of very nostalgic for me.
So it's like you're at the ballpark in the winter.
Yeah.
And can you get it for any team, or is it sort of a generic helmet?
It looks like you can get it for any team.
Even the Cincinnati Reds?
Cincinnati Reds. They're not more expensive than the New York Yankees, surprisingly.
Unrelated to their payroll, I guess.
Though hurry up, because it looks like the Mariners and the Rangers are out of stock. These things could be going soon.
Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. So get 15% off your next gift by going to uncommongoods.com/segments.
Right.
That's uncommongoods.com/segments. Their prices are low, and you get an extra 15% off. So don't miss out on this limited time offer.
That's right.
Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
Handsome.
And we're back.
Yo.
All right, here's a game for us.
This is brand new.
You know the who's 58, who's 61. We've done that before, right?
That's right.
So here's a new wrinkle that we thought up. Name a celebrity whose age is their height.
Yes.
So, for example, I'm 5'11". If I was 511, that would match.
Right, exactly. That's how we're playing it.
You're
So it has to be people.
6'0".
Yeah, it's people that
so
have.
if you were 60, that would be your height.
I see. So we
So
can't.
we really are looking for a 59-year-old 5'9" guy or a 61-year-old 6'1" guy.
That's really interesting. Yeah, 5'11". Would they really have to be 511? I guess that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't.
It's sort of a disqualifying height. But
Right.
maybe a woman that's like 5'5" who's 55.
Yeah, that's in play. That's very much in play. I'll guess
Actually-
first.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
guess
okay,
first.
go.
Wait, what are the stakes? You have to sing the Aladdin song?
Stakes. I don't want to sing anymore. I don't want to sing. You can't make me
You have
sing.
to sing the opening Aladdin song.
Didn't I already do that?
Twice, I think.
Yeah, and I honestly think the opening Aladdin song is Arabian Nights.
Oh, that's true. But it's one
How
jump.
about the
You have
loser
sing
has
one
to
jump.
watch a movie and give a movie report? So it sort of like usurps a night of your life.
God, no, the stakes are too high.
Too high to watch one movie? What if it's a good
My
movie?
evenings are way too precious for that. Way too
You
precious.
can watch it during the day. You
I
can watch it
during
in the
day.
morning.
I'm busy during
Yeah.
the day. Barack Obama, 6 feet, 60 years old.
Okay, go. I think he's older than 60.
Really?
Yeah.
He's 63. And is he 6'3"? Let's find out.
He's got to be shorter than 6'. 6'3" is tall.
Wow. He is 6'2".
6'2"? Whoa, that was close.
Very close. You almost had to sing fucking Arabian Nights.
And you almost had to watch fucking Wicked. Susie Essman from Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think, is short and in her early 50s.
Susie Essman. Okay. She is 5'2", but she's 69.
Is she 50? What? Susie Essman, 69?
69.
Oh my God, she looks incredible. Shout out to Susie Essman.
But how
Are you
about-
sure you searched the right woman?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Wow.
How about Julia
If only she was
Louis
6'9".
Dreyfus?
Julu?
Oh no, she's 63 and she's 5'3". I thought it was going to be 55 across the board.
These women are aging too gracefully for us to wrap our heads around. Ooh, what about trying to think of a tall athlete that's old.
Ooh.
Magic. No, this is not correct. But I'll say Magic Johnson, who's 6'9" and might be 69, but I think he's younger than that.
Let's see. He is 65.
Oh, close.
And
okay.
6'9".
Magic Johnson was close.
Daniel Craig could be 5'9" and 59.
You don't have to call the height and age. It just has to be the same.
Okay, fine.
Even better.
Okay, he's 56 and 5'10".
Give me Scott Baio, who's fucking 60 and 6'0". And yeah, he's a proud Republican, but that's not the point of the game.
He's 5'10" and he's 64.
Fuck. This might be harder than we thought. It's sort of a moving target.
How about what's that actor in Taken?
And Time.
Liam Neeson.
Neeson might be old. He might be like 70.
Yeah, he might be tall too.
7 feet?
He is 70. He is 6'4".
Yeah.
He's 70,
Okay.
72 and 6'4".
That is taller than I thought. Give me Ricky Gervais, who might be 59 and 5'9".
We are shooting the moon. You know, like this is the hardest game we've ever played.
It's a moving target, to be sure.
He's 63 and he's 5'8".
Okay. 5 years off.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be 50s. I think 5'9" and 5'9" is really, really possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're basically thinking of middle age or how old is...
All right, give me Spud Webb.
Excuse me.
Who's a famous
turn.
5'7" basketball player who might be
now.
57.
It's my turn right now. It's actually my
Guess
turn.
Spud Webb.
We're not doing Spud Webb.
Okay.
Julia Roberts.
You're obsessed with Julia's. I think she's 5'10" or 5'11", which is an instant DQ.
She is not. This is so fucking close. She's 57 and 5'8".
Wow, that's like the Barack Obama one.
Yeah.
Give me Spud Webb. You can just do age because I know his height. We're looking for 57.
He's 61.
Fuck!
Patrick Rafter.
Who's 4'2" and 42.
Let's see. He's 51 and he is 6'1".
Okay. What about Patrick McEnroe? Sorry, John McEnroe. Not his brother Patrick. Give me John McEnroe. 6 feet and 60.
He is 65. I don't think
No,
he's 6'5".
No, he's not 6'5". He's not.
How about Conan O'Brien,
not.
though? Could be 65.
Conan?
Conan is 61 and 6'4".
Yeah, he's a tall boy. Gosh darn it.
6'1".
5'9" and 59.
Or 62
this shouldn't
and 62.
be difficult.
It shouldn't be that hard. 57 and 57. 5'7",
Yeah.
57. Tom Cruise, but he's 60, right?
Yeah, he's too tall. The problem is you shrink as you age. And your age goes up, actually. So it's really hard to find the point where they intersect.
But you can go ahead. It's your turn.
It is absolutely my turn.
Yeah.
Give me, for the love of God, a 60-year-old 6-footer named
Go ahead.
Anderson Cooper.
Oh, that's pretty good. He's 57.
Could be 5'7".
He's 5'10".
Oh!
Brad Pitt.
Oh! What?
Brad Pitt. How tall is Brad Pitt? Oh, this is so fucking close again. 60 and 5'11".
5'11". Wow, I can't believe me and Pitt are the same height.
Oh, really thought he was 6 feet.
It's kind of cool that I'm the hottest height.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody talks about how hot Brad Pitt's height is.
Barry Sanders.
Okay.
And I am serious. NFL running back, Barry Sanders.
He is 56 and 5'8".
Wipeout.
Steve Carell actually could take it.
I don't mind that as a guess. A 6'1", 6'1"er.
No, he's 62. No way he's 6'2", 5'9".
What about Colbert? As long as we're doing funny Stevens.
Stephen Colbert. He's 5'11", so you're already lost.
How old is he? What if he's 5'11"?
She's not
He's 5'10". He's 510. Fuck.
5'11", and he's 60. So again, very,
Oh
very
my
close.
God! What if he's
Brad
6
Pitt
feet?
style.
Search again.
No.
Search Colbert
No.
height.
Will Ferrell.
In shoes.
Will Ferrell.
Oh, 64 and 6'4" is in play.
6'3" and 57.
Oh, okay. Okay. John C. Riley.
That's good.
C. Riley.
Nope, 59, 6'2". He's 59
Oh,
and 6'2".
taller than I thought.
Okay.
You think it'll feel good when we get it, or it's just going to be sort of anticlimactic?
No, I think it'll feel pretty good. Mark Ruffalo.
From Buffalo?
Yeah.
He's
Mark
sort of a
Ruffalo. Oh, kill me. 57 and he's 5'8".
shorty. You've had 3 of them that were 1 inch off or
Crazy
1 year
close.
off. I mean, I think I need to go lady, like a 55-year-old lady.
Yeah.
Like, what is the height and age of Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh, that's good. She's 62. So
No,
I don't
she's
think
not
we're going to get there.
6'2".
She's 5'7". What about Ed Norton?
What about Ed Norton?
He's 6 feet tall and 55.
What about Jennifer Lopez? She's just Jenny from the block, who might be 55 and 5'5".
That's true. She's 5'5" and 55.
Oh my God, and I called it. I absolutely guessed it perfectly. A moving fucking bullseye. You threw a dartboard up, I called my shot, and I got it in the fucking middle. 5'5", 55. J-Lo. Well, I didn't have to know it exactly, and I did anyway. You made the target smaller, and I still hit it. You know, there's 2 bullseyes. I got the one in the middle. I absolutely got the one in the middle, and it's 5 millimeters, 0.5.
Gotta keep one jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can't afford. That's everything. One jump ahead of the lawmen. That's all, and that's no joke. These guys don't appreciate I'm broke. Riff-raff, street rat, scoundrel. Take that! Try a different tack, guys. Rip him open round the back lines. I can take a hint, gotta face the facts. Could really use a friend or two. Huh? Oh, it's sad. Aladdin's hit the bottom. He's become a one-man rising crime. I blame parents, except he hasn't got 'em. Gotta steal to eat, gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat. Tell you all about it when I got the time. One jump ahead of the slow pokes, one skip ahead of my doom. My time next time, gotta use a nom de plume. One jump ahead of the hitmen, one hit ahead of the flock. I think I'll take a stroll around the block. Stop thief, vandal, Abu, scandal. Let's not be too hasty. Still, I think he's rather tasty. Gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat. Otherwise, we get along. Wrong. One jump ahead of the hoof beats. One hop ahead of the hump. One trick ahead of disaster. They're quick, but I'm much faster. Here goes. Better throw my hand in. Wish me happy landing. All I gotta do is jump. Oh, Brad Pitt is 6 feet.
One jump ahead of the red line. And J-Lo's 52. You just wanted to fucking sing the song.
I love that song.
Yes. All right. Good work. Finally, you sang a song.
Yeah, that was the first time. I think that was the first time I've ever lost that game on pod, right?
Yeah. I don't know why you sang the song that I had already sung, but
well, I think that's the new stakes. Whoever loses anytime,
that song
it's always that song.
Got it. Next time, I'm going to use a nom de plume and guess correctly.
That's good.
Okay. For more of us, we're on Patreon. Patreon.com/JA.
That's right. There's
watching Jake and Amir
there's a duet of us
years
singing
past
that song over on our Patreon now.
Is there?
There will be.
That's awesome. And for those of you listening or watching, thank you very much. Grateful. Practice gratitude today.
That's right.
And we'll be back, of course, next Monday, as always. See you guys in a week. Ciao.
That was a Headgum original.